Hey guys, it's Alyssa and it is Vlogmas day 16. Today is going to be a little bit of a quicker video because I have been so busy and also dealing with recovering from my illness a little bit. So I am just going to do a quick video filming some of my must-haves for my shipping station for my Etsy shop. So I apologize that this video is coming a little bit later than normal. I posted technically yesterday's video a little bit earlier on today, and that was because there was just so much chaos with like filming and different things going on this weekend, not only with me being sick. So yeah, everything has just been a little insane. So it's just gotten me off schedule a little bit with my Vlogmas videos, including filming and all of that. So I'm trying to play catch up a little bit here, which is fine. So I had this video planned and I'm excited to talk to you about, because I know many of you own your own Etsy shops or small businesses. So I want to share with you some of my must-haves when it comes to shipping items out. So first off, one of the items that I think everybody needs is just a simple measuring tape. I have this marble colored one that I got from Marshall's many years ago when I first started shipping anything out. And it's so important, obviously, so that you can get the correct dimensions for your packages when you ship them out. You don't want any of the incorrect information, or else you could get in trouble with the post office. My cat's being crazy. Hold on one second. My cat Noelle has a tendency to sometimes attack the Christmas tree when I turn it on. So I've been having to turn the lights off, which is not as festive as I enjoy, especially for Christmas. So that's a little annoying, but she's a kitten, so she gets a little crazy sometimes. And right now is one of those times. Of course, I decide to film when she has the zoomies. All right, so next thing I think is obviously you need a scale. Like I said, you want to make sure you have the correct dimensions. You also want to make sure you have the correct weight for your packages. Because again, you can get in trouble with shipping. It's not like you're gonna get sent to jail or something like that. It's more just, it can be an issue with like, they will charge you for the amount that they needed to add if you got, the dimensions or weight wrong when you first bought your shipping label. All right, next thing up is something that you probably think is just standard as far as what you need for shipping, and that is good packing tape. I'm also going to insert a video here. I have some water activated tape that I use as well, but if I am building the box itself, sometimes I like to use regular traditional packing tape just because I feel like it is a little bit more secure than the water activated tape. Next up, another very important thing, and this is bubble wrap, especially when you're a store selling vintage items like me, and their home decor, their kitchenware, their glass and brass, and all sorts of things that can get really beat up when it comes to shipping. Now, I will say, there has been lots of times, unfortunately, when items have arrived damaged to a person that has bought from me. That is unfortunately going to happen. Our postal system, at least here in America, is way overtaxed, and they just aren't really able to take care of the packages in a way that's going to always ensure that they will end up to the person that bought them safely. And that's just a sad reality of it. There's been times where it's just been like something that I feel like was packaged perfectly. There's no way this thing can break. And yet sometimes they still do. There's a little crack and there's something wrong with it or whatever. And so I do have a policy on my shop. If the item arrives damaged, as long as the owner, or as long as the person that purchased it from me gets to me within the first 7 days of it arriving, then I will, of course, refund them that order. So that is something that you always need lots of. Bubble wrap, bubble wrap, bubble wrap. Always over bubble wrap. You can never have enough. Another thing, which this isn't, I guess, like super duper necessary, but I think it's a fun touch and definitely something that I think could be helpful, and that is fragile stickers. These are just another way to try and ensure, hopefully, that some postal workers will be a little bit more careful and gentle with your packages. It doesn't always ensure it. I just got to be honest with you guys. I love postal workers. I have a friend that is a postal worker, but like I said, they have really tough jobs. And so sometimes this doesn't always get seen, but it's just another way to, you know, try and hopefully make sure that your package is taken care of and that that item arrives safely to the purchaser. Another thing that I have is tissue paper, and I like to have tissue paper that kind of matches with the vibe of my shop. And so my logo was at least a black logo with gold accents, and so I had black tissue paper. This is actually my last piece of black tissue paper, so I'm going to be looking for something that's more purpley or green, something that fits better with my new logo that I announced in a few videos in the past for Vlogmas. So yeah, I think that's just a fun touch. It's not super necessary, but it's just a fun touch. And then the last thing that I think is super important, or actually two things I'll mention. Obviously, you need a printer. I highly recommend getting a thermal label printer. They don't use ink. It's thermal printing, which is great. So all you got to do is plug it in and make sure it works with your laptop or computer. And that's really easy to do. And then you need the labels, and those are really cheap to get on Amazon. So I have a little video that I'll insert of my label printer. It's called the Jaden's label printer, which I just bought from Amazon. And there's so many different ones that are great, and they all do the same thing. As long as they're compatible with your computer, you can hook them up with your Etsy shop to print out the shipping labels. I will say, I also have sold things on other sites. So think places like Mercari or Facebook Marketplace. What do you do in those situations? Because you're not obviously buying shipping labels through Etsy at that point. So I have used a system called Pirate Ship, which is free, and it is a great way to get cheaper shipping rates. And yeah, just save yourself some money without having to go to the post office, which often will charge you lots and lots of money to get a package or a box, you know, shipped out. Like they get really expensive when you're just, you know, someone buying a random shipping label here and there. So if you go through a system like Pirate Ship, you're going to get similar rates to what you get when you're shopping for, you know, shipping rates on Etsy. So that is something that I highly recommend if you are, you know, a shop, a vintage seller, any type of person that's selling anything online. Using a system like that can be really, really helpful. All right, guys. Well, I think those are the main bits of my must-haves. Obviously, you need things like poly mailers and boxes, but I figured those are obvious, so I didn't want to really mention or highlight those because I have gone through all sorts of different routes with poly mailers and boxes. As of right now, I just supply those through Amazon. I buy them in bulk, and yeah, I just have a few different sizes that I get, and then I build them and package items out. So yeah, thank you so much for watching today's Vlogmas video, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.